Hi, my name is Brielle, and get into these kitchen braids, y'all. Yesterday, I tried to braid my hair for the first time, and it looks decent. I figured it was giving Issa insecure hairstyle. So yeah, whatever, we're in the house, it doesn't matter. But anyway, let's get into this review. Y'all, this episode was so good. Like, this by far is the best one of the season. And by the end of the episode, I was like, hold up, like, let's talk about this. Okay, so the episode opens up with Issa on her couch and she's finalizing some stuff for her block party. And we see that she has Schoolboy Q locked in, name on a flyer and everything. And she goes ahead and she posts it on Twitter and she's getting some feedback. People are hyped that Schoolboy Q is going to be there. And I'm like, if there was a block party coming to my community and an artist that I like was going to be featured, I would definitely be there. Especially Schoolboy Q. Like, I would definitely be at Issa's block party. So I'm like, okay, Issa, like, this is looking really good. But anyway, so she gets a knock on her door and it's all the tenants in the apartment building. And something happened with the water. No one's water is working. And they all storm into her apartment. I'm like, hold up. I know that I'm the landlord, manager, or whatever. But y'all not just going to come up into my apartment. Like, everybody. And they all start hounding her like, why the water not on? And I'm Airbnb in my apartment out. And did y'all hear the old man say, what'd he say? Who raised you? I said, not who raised her. Okay, so Molly is working on some stuff in her apartment and she gets a knock at the door. And I said, not with the 3 rollers in your hair. But anyway, so she takes her 3 rollers out and it's Andrew at the door. And I'm like, Molly, you gonna pretend like you didn't know he was coming? Like you weren't expecting Andrew? She gonna smell her armpits. You had enough time to get ready, get your smell goods on, put the deodorant on. But anyway, Andrew comes in and, they start kissing. They're about to get it on and popping. And Molly stops and is like, oh, like, just let me finish my work. Give me until 9 and I'll come right back. And Andrew's understanding. So Molly goes to her couch. She's, finishes up her work. And when she looks at the clock, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, no, you didn't have that man waiting all those hours. Okay, so we're back to Issa trying to finalize some things for her block party. And we see that she's trying to get this flyer done because she has this deadline. And she's been reaching out to Condola to get her opinion on the flyer. And it looks like Condola is not hitting her back. Like, Issa sent her a couple text messages like, where are you? Or like, hello, I need your opinion. I have a deadline. And Condola has not gotten back to her. So Issa decides to give her a call and the phone goes straight to voicemail. So she leaves a message and then hangs up and sends another text. And I'm like, Condola, I hope you aren't ghosting Issa. Like, please don't ghost Issa. Not right now. Not 1 month before her block party. And everything was all fine and dandy before. You found out that she dated Lawrence. Y'all were still cool. And now, like, the last stretch, you're going to ghost her? Come on, Condola. That's very unprofessional. And I hope she gets back to Issa because, no, Condola. Like, any issue you have is with Lawrence. It's really not with Issa, so don't take it out on her. Like, please don't do that. But jumps right back to Molly, and she's at work. She's trying to get some stuff done, her and her co-workers. It looks like they're homegirls. They're cool. And they're sitting there getting their stuff done, eating Chinese food. And a cute intern, I think it was an intern, or just a cute attorney, BJ Bennett, comes in the room. And for a second, I'm like, okay, hold up. Like, Molly and Bennett, like, is a spark gonna fly? But no, we find out that Molly is not interested, talking about something. He's too young, he's a baby. And then they figure out that he's not down for the Brown, he's down for the other team. And they got, they get a little kiki out of that. But they're still working, and Molly ends up, like, offering to stay late to, get some work done. And one of the girls was like, wait, but I thought you had a listening party, like, with your man or something. And Molly's like, oh, my man will understand. Really? I hope it wasn't his listening party for his album, his mixtape, his whatever, because that's just petty. But okay, Molly, he gonna understand. I guess work comes before. I understand that you get into the bag, and he should understand that too. So after seeing what Issa's doing and what Molly's doing separately, we finally get them two in a scene. And this kind of kicks off like this snowball effect of their relationship throughout the episode. And they're both trying to park. It looks like they're at Tiffany's house. And it's just like this weird type of like energy. Like, Issa's trying to park, but Molly's trying to get to the same spot. And it's just kind of weird between the two of them, but not enough to say anything yet. It's just like, a little awkward. And when they finally get out the car and they're walking into Tiffany's house, like, they kind of have a little moment. And Molly's like, Issa was like, I gave you my spot. And Molly's like, oh, how you gonna give me a spot that wasn't yours? Like, already Molly is just coming off with the hostility. We don't know what it is yet. It could have just been that weird kind of parking scene, but so far it's like, I don't know what all that was about, Molly. Kind of weird energy, but anyway, so they go inside. And Tiffany finally had her baby. Congrats, Tiffany. Congrats, Tiffany's husband. I think the baby's name was, what was the baby name? So how could I forget? While Issa's parking, she has a voicemail. And guess who it's from? Nathan. Yes. I was like, okay, Nathan leaving the voicemail. Voice was sounding really nice. Issa was smiling. I'm like, okay. Like, it was nice. He just was calling to congratulate her. I think he said he was proud of her. It was a nice, you know, voicemail. Will she call him back is the question. I hope she does, because although he kind of goes to her and it was kind of weird, like, I like Nathan. And you don't know what happened, Issa. So, okay, we're going to keep Nathan, like, in the rear view, in the peripheral, because he might come back up. I hope she calls him back. So, back in Tiffany's house, we see that Tiffany is going through postpartum. And that's neat that they showed that, because when Tiffany was pregnant, she was all hyped. She was hanging around her mommy friends. It seemed like she was like kicking her old friends to the curb. But after having her baby, Tiffany just like, look, I can't hang with them. They worried about their appearance. Out of all people talking about somebody worried about their appearance. But anyway, she's like, I can't hang with them. Like, I just need to be around some realness, something I'm real. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's nice that they're, again, showing this, you know, part of pregnancy and motherhood, because it's not all peachy keen. I'm acting like I know. Anyway, so they're in there, and upstairs is Lawrence and Tiffany's husband. And, you know, they're looking at baby Simone, and he's saying how, like, they weren't, we finally get a little insight on Tiffany and her husband's relationship, because, you know, at first, we didn't really know too much. They weren't trying to share too much. We do know that he cheated on her at one point and he was staying in a hotel. But we finally find out that, like, you know, a little more information that they weren't planning to get pregnant. But he's glad that they had a baby. And he's saying how, like, he's done so much dirt. There's so many girls dirty. It's crazy that he lucked up with a daughter of his own. And for a second, he had a little, like, Clarence, what's her name? Clarence and Queen Naja moment, because you know he all in the blogs right now because he said something about his son packing, and I'm like, okay with the sexualizing babies, like, can we not? But Tiffany has him do the same thing, talking about some, just imagine what some little boy gonna be doing to his daughter. Look, can we not? And same with Lawrence. Lawrence is like, I don't want to hear this. Like, please don't make me look at her after you just said all of this. And I'm like, yes. Okay, so back in the living room, the women are downstairs talking, and Tiffany just sharing how supportive her husband has been throughout the process of having a baby and how he helps her out so much. And Molly chimes in and says, like, yeah, that's what a relationship is about, helping each other, and how Andrew has come into her life and helped her. He's supporting her. And, you know, Issa makes a comment and she's like, okay, Jada with the red table talk. And Molly snaps back and was like, oh, I just was making a comment. Skirt, hold up, it was just a joke. And Issa said that, like, it was just a joke, calm down. And for real, when did you become so kumbaya and so happy about love? Like, I probably would have said the same thing. Okay, what's her name? Okay, Jada Pinkett Smith, like, okay, Sierra Russell Wilson, all of a sudden you just the guru of love in relationships. But anyway, that just shows, again, like, Molly's kind of barking, and we don't know why. It's like this weird energy in the room between the two of them, like hostility. I don't know what all of it's about. And you can tell that Issa's starting to peep it, like, what's up with her? So Molly gets up, and she helps Tiffany with the baby. And while she's gone, Issa takes a moment to ask Kelly, like, what's up with Molly? Like, have you noticed she's been acting weird? Like, you know, she's been taking jabs. She's being kind of judgmental. With ain't no kind of, like, she definitely was being judgmental. Normal Molly. But anyway, she being judgmental. Like, what's up with her? Like, have you noticed? And Kelly's like, no. Kelly kind of played dumb. Like, no. Like, why would she be acting kind of funny? Like, did you have sex with her man or something? And Issa's like, no. And it seems like Issa tries to play it off like, okay, maybe it's not me. She doesn't say this, but it's like, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe she not. But Kelly basically says, like, confront her, say something about it, like, talk about it. And that's where I'm at, like, say something, because it's only but so many times I'm gonna take your jabs and not say nothing. Excuse me, what's wrong with you? Like, you okay? Why you acting funny? Like, Issa, ask her, girl, ask her. Pull up, girl. Okay, so back upstairs, we see Tiffany and Molly, and they're in the room holding little baby Simone. And Molly gets a text from Andrew, and he's like, are we still on for our date tonight? And she ends up canceling on him. And I'm like, Molly, how many times are you going to cancel on Andrew? Like, first, you choose to work over him. You work until 2 o'clock in the morning. Second, you choose work again over him because, I mean, you don't go to the listening party. And now 3, what were you doing that you couldn't go on y'all movie date? Like, stop thinking he's so understand. He gonna end up losing your man like that. Keep wanting to do everything else but hang out with him. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so, you know, she's in the room and she ends up asking Tiffany, like, you know, what's up with Issa? And she basically confirms everything Issa was already thinking. And we could tell that Molly is still feel some kind of way about the comment Issa made about her, like, just not wanting to be happy. And I'm like, is the truth? For real, is the truth? Because here you go again. Like, you're overthinking that comment. You're looking too deep into it. But whatever. Okay, so Issa and Lawrence are outside, and she's just telling Lawrence how she's trying to, you know, finalize her block party. But Condola has not been answering the phone. And Lawrence is like, you know, speaking of that, there's something I want to tell you. And after he says that, Issa gets a phone call. So she takes her phone call. She finds out that Schoolboy Q has dropped out of the block party. And, you know, that was her headliner. Like, Schoolboy Q, why you dropped not 1 month before the event? So she's upset, and when she hangs up, she's like, okay, Lawrence, like, what is that you have to tell me? And Lawrence is like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just find some other time to talk. Lawrence, are you going to confess your undying love? Like, what did you have to tell Issa? What's on your mind? You miss her? Y'all going to try to get back together? Y'all going to try to date? What y'all think? So Issa comes back in the house, and she tells the ladies that she has to go, like, you know, she got to do something with work. And Molly going to cut her eyes. And I'm like, Molly, you... keep trying it, Molly. Like, keep trying it. Don't nobody say nothing when you got to leave Drew and cancel Drew plans all the time. But because Issa got to go and take care of something now, you got your nose in the air talking about something. Molly, remember before when I didn't know if I didn't like you? Yeah, I definitely don't. I don't. So Issa's in her bed and she on Instagram trying to find somebody to headline. And she go ahead and DM Beyonce like, hey sis, I know you're busy, but I need some help. Then she end up deleting the message. I'm like, Issa, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You never know. Beyonce might, like... But anyway, so she's looking through. And was that Sir's Instagram she was on? Because Sir would be a really good headliner. Like, I really love Sir's music. Issa, go ahead and DM Sir. Ask Sir. But anyway, so she starts calling everybody she knows on her phone, trying to find a local artist to, you know, perform at her block party. And she calling everybody on her phone. Pookie and them, cousins, aunts, people from school, asking, do you know somebody? Did you used to rap? And what about this? And we see that she ends up calling Molly. And she's like, hey, Molly, can we talk? And then Molly just starts venting like, yeah, girl, I'm just like so stressed. And I'm like, all of a sudden you want to start venting like y'all friends. But the last time you saw her, you were really like giving her all types of shade and being rude. Now all of a sudden you got so much to say, you want to vent like y'all super, super close homegirls again. No, Molly, don't do that. That's self-serving. But anyway, Issa cuts her off and she's like, oh no, I actually was calling because like, you know, I need you to do me a favor. And, you know, my headliner pulled out and I'm just trying to find somebody. And I was wondering, since Andrew works with Live Nation, could you just ask him if he could, like, you know, set up something? And Molly starts asking her a whole bunch of questions like, well, why did your headliner pull out? And what did you do? And what about the contract? First of all, we're friends. Like, don't ask me 1,000,001 questions. I asked you to do me a favor, do me a solid. Like, anyway, so, you know, with hesitation, Molly agrees. And I'm like, really, Molly? Like, it took you that much thought? Like, that's your man. Like, that's not even... It's not like she asked you to ask somebody at your job that the people don't like you, and she asked you to go out your way to ask them to do something. Like, this is your boyfriend that you're having sex with. You can't ask him, could he help Issa out? Like, I didn't like that. Y'all friends. That shouldn't have been a problem. But she ends up... She agrees to it. She agrees. Okay, so Molly pops up at Andrew's house and she has some wine and some cheese or some chocolates or whatever it was, and she's trying to make up. And for a second, I'm like, is a girl gonna pop up? Like, is Andrew in there with another girl? But no, he ends up letting Molly in, and she basically apologizes, and he tells her, like, you know, our schedules just aren't compatible. And I'm like, is he gonna break up with her? You gonna break up with her? But no, he doesn't break up with her. She ends up saying, like, this is new and I've never had to balance the two. And from here on out, like, you're my #1 priority. Molly, you straight lied to that man's face. He is not your priority. Dating high key is like a priority of hers, but keeping a man is not a priority of hers. It's like, once she get the man, she does everything that she can to lose him. Not giving him attention. She talking about something. She taking stuff too fast. She taking stuff too slow. She don't want this. She don't want that. But anyway, so she say that he is her #1 priority. And, you know, the two of them make up. And I'm like, that sounds good, Molly. Let's just see if he can hold you to those words. Because from what I've seen so far, you haven't put him first. But whatever, I understand you working, you're a working girl, so whatever. And she picked. So meanwhile, Issa's at home. She gets a phone call from Molly, and she answers it like, hey, girl, like, what did Andrew say? Did you ask him, like, is he going to come through? And Molly's like, girl, like, you know what? I didn't even ask him, and I don't plan on asking him because I really have a really good thing going on, and I don't want to mix the two. What? Like, y'all, let's get into this right now. We have to talk about it because this last scene is what really had me worked up and why I was so hyped to record this review. Like, Molly was so wrong on so many levels, every single friendship, sisterhood level there is. Like, what do you mean? You act like she asked you to go and climb a skyscraper. Like, she asked you, could you ask your boyfriend, could he put her in connection with somebody? Like, she didn't ask you to bend over backwards to do anything. Nothing to jeopardize your work, your relationship, or anything. I feel like Molly went out of her way to tell Issa no when she really could have just asked Andrew. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. And I don't like stuff like that. And remember when I said that there's always something in the show that like relates to my life? Like, I had a similar situation happen like this, and I was on Issa's end of the whole thing. And I'm just like, you should be able to call your friends, especially as close as Molly and Issa are. Like, you should be able to call your friends for anything. Like, if I'm not asking you to kill somebody or rob a bank, like, why can't you help me? We're friends. Like, if you're in a position to help me, why not help me? Like, Molly was so wrong for that, and it really just showed her true colors and high key how she chose her relationship over her friendship. And one, you weren't even taking Andrew that seriously in the beginning. You were putting everything in your power before him, and now y'all have one date, and now all of a sudden he's your number one priority. You can't do anything to help Issa. Like, Molly, you're trash. You were so wrong for that, and Issa didn't say anything. She just hung up the phone. And she's better than, not even that she's better than me. It's like that situation would have really shown me like where I stand with Molly. Molly, I thought we were all cool. We all homegirls, but high key, like, I see the type of person that you are and how you've been treating me. Like, you're not really my friend, or you really don't want to see me grow and progress and become a better person. Like, you're so stuck and like so unhappy with what you have going on. You don't want to see somebody else flourish and go on and do their own thing. And that's just not the type of person that you want in your circle. Like, Molly's judgmental, don't want to help somebody, so negative. Like, if you got a Molly friend in your circle, you need to let somebody like that go because they're very self-serving. I'm going in, but like that, I really did not like that. And like, I think oftentimes situations like this happen in real life, and you really got to question, like, who am I friends with? Like, you got to be careful who you call your closest friends, because stuff that you're willing to do for people, they may not always be willing to do it for you. And that is really truth telling, all right? Like, no, Molly, I did not like that. And now I see why Issa was on the phone talking about something. She don't really message you like that, because that girl was in need, not even like super deep need, but like if there was a spot where you could help her in all of this, that should have been no problem to ask Andrew. Like, nope, don't like it. And the cherry on top was Issa about to go get in the shower, and she turned it on and the water is brown. I was like, if things couldn't get any worse, your headliner drop out and you got doo-doo brown water. Like, you know what? This is a really good episode. Tell me what you think. Drop down in the comments. Is Molly a good friend? Is that something that you would do? Like, do you have a friend like that? Like, if you don't think Molly was wrong, first of all, this might not be the video for you, but I'm definitely curious and interested in hearing your opinion. Oh, God. Anyway, drop down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see y'all next week.